Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 122. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
Yes, I am joined by John.
Joined by John.
How are you doing?
We're here to talk about things. We are two guys who are very tired.
Oh.
But it is Sunday, and Sunday is podcast day. And you don't miss podcast day, so we're doing podcast day.
We are. I hope you enjoy our sloppy content.
Yeah,
We'll do our best, but
this is where
no
we
promises.
ramble and catch up on the week of
Yeah.
things that we did. We did some things. We actually, right after the podcast last week, we talked about it. We got together and we played some games. We played Winston for the first time, so drafting with Magic with two people was a lot of fun. We'll get into that. We played the Lord of the Rings Commander decks.
Also a good time.
I went to my locals for Star Wars, went to one again on Vader, blue, and
I played some Magic on TTS, some Commander on TTS, which was fun. Got to test out some decks, real decks, and imagined one. I actually really like this way of going and testing decks.
Yeah,
it's fun. So we'll talk about that.
And a follow-up on my hyperfixation on Star Wars. It is starting to peter out.
Oh, I was about to say you have a lightsaber and you're wearing a robe currently. I was like, it got deeper. He went another layer.
It didn't got deeper. I got distracted.
Gotcha.
Okay. They announced 4th edition of Age of Sigmar, and the models look rad.
So, are there no other topics? Like, let me just throw in one thing. I was getting my hair cut. I was talking to the stylist lady, and it's kind of related.
Yeah.
And someone passed by in like a weird like jacket thing that I'd never seen anything like it before. It was like a 3/4 hoodie, but it was brown.
Yeah.
And I only saw it out of the corner of my eyes. And I was immediately like, what was that? Like a Jedi? And she kind of looks at me because she knows I'm nerdy or whatever. She looks at me kind of sideways and she's like, no, it was weird. I don't know what it was, but not a Jedi. She's like, I would have thought like a monk. And I was like, see, you're the same person here. I, of course, immediately go to Jedi when I see something unusual out of the corner of my eye. I was like, okay, so I'm a giant nerd, whatever.
Yeah.
She just laughed.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought it was pretty funny. That's how much Star Wars is on my brain versus, something more normal like a monk.
Right.
That's what we're saying, and you could see it. We have like Catholic facilities, training facilities around here, so it wouldn't be completely unusual to see a monk.
Yeah. But I picked up the paintbrush again.
Oh, yeah.
And
you're painting?
Yeah, Shatterpoint. I'm painting some models, working through my backlog, trying to convince myself that I don't need more models. So I'm painting the models I already have built and primed and ready to go.
Yeah, that's a worthy effort there.
Yeah.
The wall of shame need not grow.
Yes. So I got to make room so it's the same size as it was a couple months ago when I get new models. But they showed off the new Age of Sigmar launch box with Skaven and Stormcast. And the Stormcast new models are a lot cooler looking than just gold Boy Scouts. And the Skaven look incredible. And there's this new format. You know how I was explaining when I was getting into 40K, they have that Combat Patrol format.
Yep.
They have it in this now too, called Spearhead. But it's supposedly the most tested Warhammer format that they've done before. They've done more testing for this for balancing than ever before. And they were able to do that because you can finish a game in 50 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, they hyper focused it to try to tighten the systems. That's interesting and a good plan on their part.
Which makes me very excited because I love Warhammer, but I just every time I get into it, it gets to that point where it's like, all right, now let's start playing. After months of building an army and painting it and gluing it and everything. And then you play a couple games, and each game takes an entire evening. And you're just like, oh, what am I doing? And then it's just hard to find slots for that in life, right? But it's much easier to find slots for 2-3 single-hour games. Like you get together with a friend, and you play at least one game, and then maybe you get a second or third in. But that sounds way more appealing than one game where you may have figured out you lost a third of the way through, but you're already like committed to it, so you have to finish through it. So I don't know. It's something a friend of mine and we may split that launch box, and he'll build the Skaven and I'll build the Stormcast, and we'll try it out.
Yeah.
Seems fun.
Yeah. Sounds fun.
Yeah. Use all my Star Wars store credit that I've earned from going 2-1 for months in 3-0s. And
speaking of,
get that with my credit. What? Speaking of what?
I said, speaking of, jump onto that topic.
Yeah, I went and played Vader Blue again, and my one loss was to a pretty good player on Mono Cunning Boba. I was one turn away from winning. I didn't know that for sure, but I was pretty close. One action away. He had initiative. If I had had initiative, I probably would have won.
Oof, that's tight.
Because he has a lot of yellow has a lot of ways to pump damage and give first strike and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was 1 point on board. He could attack me, and he would be 1 damage short. So he needed one of a couple cards in his hand, and he only had 2 cards in hand. And so I was like, all right, about 50-50, I just lost. And then he did have one of the cards, so he ended up winning. But if he didn't, I was going to be able to play an Avenger, and then there would have been no coming back from that. So it really does. I love how this game can get so close. It's like I consider myself a pretty good player now at this point, and
I would assume so. Yeah, you've won
then
a lot.
The person I was playing with is also very good. I forget the name of his YouTube channel, but he does a YouTube channel on the game and has done. He's been playing cards for a really long time, and so we just had this great discussion after the game of just the back and forth and him being nervous and me being nervous about different things. And it was because neither of us had played that matchup before. Like he hadn't played with that list against the Vader Blue, and I hadn't played the Vader Blue list against his list.
Yeah.
So it was new for both of us, and the way the game can feel so different just based on what 2 decks are being played. Whereas,
of course, yeah, that's the flavor. That's
yeah,
that's the heat right there. That's the good stuff.
Yeah. So like that, I've been playing. We have one set, right? And I've been playing pretty consistently this entire time since it came out, even before it came out, and I'm still finding new, fun, interesting matchups to play.
That's interesting. That's really cool. That says a lot. Damn it, they got to get some cards out.
Yes, please.
Oh, I actually haven't looked at the market recently. Have you kept up with it?
Not in the past couple of days. Last I looked, I can pull it up real quick. Yeah, but
pulling it up a bit.
And we had that CCG player sale.
Yeah, I bet that's like morphed everything. I'm not sure you can take anything too seriously with the recent data. No. I did sell a lot for that, which I felt very happy about.
Yeah.
That's good. It's a good sale.
Looks like boxes are still about $225, so about double MSRP.
Okay. It's coming down too. When it's $250.
It was $250. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. And question mark because of the sale and everything. This will probably get flushed out in the next couple of days and go back up to $250. That's my guess.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, yeah, there's one. There's one under 250. It's something small, I'm sure.
There's 10 boxes, and then it's $245. And then we have a store with
more than I thought
25.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, boxes are still coming out.
I know. And it's probably one of the big shops that got, like, because they allocated, didn't they? Or was it only up to 3 per store?
Only up, yeah.
Even the big boys?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. And if you're running events and stuff.
That many.
Well, the bigger stores probably went harder at the beginning, saw the price or saw hope in the game, and just held some back.
That's fair.
And then now they see it stabilize at this price, and they're like,
and they're like, get those sales in. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, it was like what, 2 weeks before the boxes were really drying up.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
So, and if you're a bigger store, you're watching a bunch of different games. You may not be watching as closely to the brand new game, but
just flipping through some of the singles. Prices on the collectible pieces are still quite solid.
Yeah.
I don't actually see these coming down anytime soon based on the supply and where things are and the clear hype.
Yeah. Yeah, Leia's come back down a little bit because she isn't performing as well in competitive. Which is funny that the collectibles do follow the competitive
So it is
nature of
still a
it.
player's market, at least to a degree, even though it's a
Absolutely.
very collectible game.
Yep. Like Hans Showcase shot up when he got a deck. Boba's been good since the beginning, so he's always been the most expensive. Leia shot up when she got really good. I think she peaked out around 900. Now it's back around 600. Aiden has been up and down with her, how good she is.
Are out of control. 117 for the Vader, like the unit.
Yep. No, that's the hyperspace. That's the hyperspace.
It is. It's a fancy one, but that's what I was looking at, so that's what matters to me. That's what I look at every week, I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
Did you look at the hyperspace foil?
No, it's I know.
Cheapest one's $300.
I know. They're super rare.
But that has come down. That did peak around 400.
Oh, really? Okay, that's surprising. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I got tempted to sell mine when it hit 400, but I was just like, but this is the Vader that's in my deck, and it looks really good.
I like that bling.
My deck is super blingy, and I love it.
That's cool.
I would never buy the cards that way, but because I was irresponsible and opened way too many boxes, I found them.
You don't sound like you regret it too much.
No, I broke even. I'm good. I was able to sell, I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast, but I was able to basically sell all my duplicate regular Vader, Boba, Luke's, just the regular versions, and recoup what I put into the boxes. So now I've been able to keep a full playset, and a lot of it blinged, and 5 showcases at breaking even. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Am I gonna try it with set 2? Absolutely.
Will it work with set 2? I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
I think there's pretty good odds. I'd probably put it like 60-40.
Yeah, there's some beloved characters that are gonna be in this next set. Yeah. So.
Well, I think it's more about supply, like how.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
They adjusted.
Yeah.
That will be the determiner as to whether this works or doesn't, as far as a get the money back situation.
Yeah.
But I think you'll be good.
Yeah. And the store showdown, I'm going to be going to one June 1st. So that'll be fun.
What's that?
Store showdown is kind of like the skirmish event. It's the most competitive event they're doing right now for the game, but they're still just only at the local level. It's like at your LGS.
Is it official?
Yeah, they're official. There's promos and everything. They weren't
launching the officials until like a year from now or something.
Not like major city events. These are like
majors that were a year delayed. I see.
Yeah,
I misunderstood.
The like travel the world kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Your pro tours, your stuff like that. This is like the store championship.
Got it.
And they're giving
all OP. I didn't realize they had some that was coming out this year.
Yeah. So each set is going to have a store championship, which is called a store showdown.
Cool.
And you get promo. I'm excited. If
what
you come in,
what do you think's going to happen? Like, what are you playing? What do you feel the meta?
I haven't decided yet. Probably one of the 2 decks I'm most comfortable with, which is either Vader Blue or Leia Red. But there's a deck that popped up out of a tournament, Mono Blue Aiden, which is it's that mill deck that I've always wanted.
God damn it, Tommy.
Because it also just has a crap ton of healing, so it's very hard to kill me, and it's very easy for me to deck you.
Just for historic reference for those who may not definitely been brought up, Tommy was a mill demon, I guess is the best way to describe it, on Arena. He would play these mill decks that were just unbeatable and disgusting.
Just like, oh, you want to play cards? Cool.
No, your deck is gone. Ha ha ha. He was very good at it. So of course it's very in flavor for you to find the mill deck and be in love. So that's cool. That's cool that it has that exists.
Yeah. So basically you play Vigilance and you play Restock. And so Vigilance is that one that you can has 4 options. It's mono blue, cost 4, or double blue, cost 4. Give a unit a shield, destroy a unit with 3 or less health remaining, heal your base for 5 damage, or mill your opponent for 6. And then you play restocks too, so you can put them back into your deck and then just keep going. And so you can play more than 3 in a game. And so that card is Vigilance is played in Vader blue, but costs 6 because you only have 1 blue. So it's so good that it's playable at 6. Now it's found a deck that it's playable at 4.
Okay.
It's intended cost.
Yeah, that's probably going to be broken, huh? But the meta shifts pretty well, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I think everything that's broken has a solution in there somewhere, So far, at least,
Yeah,
seems to be
yeah.
the case.
No, I don't. Because of how fast, there's always you're always going to have, because of how many decks are being played, you bring the deck you think will be good at the event, but
Yeah, like we talked about
yeah,
last time.
it's
Yeah, it's like there's
just
always the paper to the
mm-hmm,
rock or the
mm-hmm.
scissors to the paper. Or
I don't
whatever,
think I don't think there's a deck in Star Wars that doesn't have a bad matchup. That deck doesn't exist. But there's some pretty cool promos at these events. You get Mace Windu, and it's an alternate art. And if you end up winning, you actually get 4 copies. Because if you make it top 8, you get a copy that says stamped top 8. And then if you make top 4, stamped top 4. Final 2, you get a finalist one. And then if you win, you get the champion one.
Gotcha.
And the champion one's selling for $150.
Oh, right, because these. You know what? We talked about this last week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
On this, I think we talked about it either. I hope it wasn't on the pod last week, and we're not just repeating ourselves.
Yeah.
Ty's like, whatever. Star Wars is awesome.
It is. It is. It's awesome.
That's pretty fun. That's right. And my question last time, because I was just about to ask it again, is like, how do they have it already if the championship hasn't happened? And your answer was, it's rolling. There's multiple weeks and multiple times.
Yeah, yeah, like skirmishes.
Sorry, guys, we're repeating ourselves.
Yeah, it's okay. In case you missed it, in case you tuned out, in case you missed last week, now you know.
That's fair. That's fair.
Cool. Also, I'm pretty sure we repeat things on the podcast all the time.
But... Oh, do we? Comment below. We got to come up with a good name. What, doppelganger?
What are things that we talk about way too often?
Yeah. Anyone hears us duplicate something we've said on another podcast, just leave a hashtag duplicity. You don't have to explain what it is. That'll leave the mystery for us to be like.
Or you can be nice and give us one more hashtag to give us a clue of what we talked about.
That's fair. You can do that too. But be like, what did we talk about twice in a row or twice in multiple weeks? Yeah, I'm sure that does happen. It doesn't surprise me. Anyway.
But I'm very excited about the state of Star Wars and where it's at and what is going to be how things are still a lot of fun and very interesting this far into the set.
Right on. Cool. Magic time.
Magic. We played Winston and it was super fun. So I've been playing a bunch of Allies of Thunder Junction, so we decided against doing that. And I had gotten a random draft box of March of the Machines, so we used that. And it was a ton of fun because it was a set that neither of us really played. And so we could both go in blind with like the same limited information. Like I knew of like the battle cards and stuff from playing standard on Arena, but nothing like I didn't know how the set functioned as a set. I knew how some cards functionality worked in standard. So I think those are 2 different things.
For sure. I didn't feel like you had an unfair advantage.
No.
We both like there was a lot of not sure.
Yeah.
It was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it. The format quick review, like you put out piles and if you skip a pile, you add a card to it. So there ends up becoming this crazy balance of as you're drafting of this has nothing I want in it and it still doesn't. And that's a lot of cards I could probably pivot right here just on that pile, that was an interesting dynamic I did not expect until we got there. I think we were like, I don't know, 5 or 6 cards in. I don't know how long, but we were like, is there just going to be like a dead pile? Is that what's going to happen? And it did end up happening.
Yeah.
And then Tommy snagged it, which gave him a pretty good deck build. capability, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. What'd you play? Red, white? I know that was what I thought you were drafting at one point. I don't know if that's where you landed.
No.
Red something. I played black, green. I basically stuck with it the whole time. I think at one point I was open black, white, but it didn't take long before I landed on black, green. Got a pretty good
I think I
deck
did red, green. We did have one overlapping color.
Okay, that sounds right. Yeah, I do remember the you having green, and I was like, I stole a lot of the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't. I was trying to force green.
And
I
it didn't
didn't.
happen. Yeah.
And then
Did you
during the
splash
deck
it,
building,
maybe?
because we were talking. No, I didn't even splash.
Okay.
Because it was a lot of the cards. They were good cards, but you needed like there were like 3 forest for the cast.
Yeah.
So it's like if it was 1 and then colorless.
That's what it was. Yeah, I remember now. You're like, yeah, I want to make this happen, but this is going to be really hard. So
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
I would have to put so many forests in
you
that
did end
wouldn't
up
really
in
work.
red, white, right? Because I remember the
I
one
think
white
so.
battle you used. Yeah,
I did use white. Yeah.
You used a lot of battles too, which
So
is
then white,
great
red,
grabs. Yeah, great grabs. I didn't get many battles. I had one that ramped. That was pretty cool. But I ramped into nothing. I just got flooded.
Yeah. We got 2 games in after the draft, and we each won 1. And I feel like it's crazy how different those 2 games were.
Yes. Yeah, it was. I'm not sure. I think it would be more because I feel like it was one-sided both times.
Yeah.
And I think it would be more.
I think you could have.
You think so? Because
I
felt like
I had that
pretty heavily
really
advanced,
key counter at a pivotal point that turned game 1. Otherwise, I think you would have won both.
Oh, really? I felt like I was off the whole time. That might be then.
Yeah.
Okay. I just felt like I was failing the whole time. Like I didn't have things to do with my.
It was after. Yeah. I forget what card it was. I should have written it down.
Yeah, you're right, though. I do remember you did that. I just didn't take note of it as a big pivot point, but that doesn't mean it wasn't. It was probably
exactly.
like, I was like, well, that sucks. And I moved on to my next mental process, and then I ran out of steam, and I was like, well, crap.
Yeah, that's why I really like and enjoyed the discussion I had at Star Wars with the Boba player, was because it's so nice to be able to just hear from the other person about, because what you interpret, how they think the game is going, can be so different because you don't see their hand. You don't know what their options are.
What's actually happening, yeah.
Because you're always like, oh, well, they could do this, they could do that. But it's like, those cards may not be in their hand.
Yeah. Well, and I think if we did it more, especially with Mom again, Mom the set, not my mother, guys. She is not with us anymore, so it'd be very weird to have a zombie deck fighting with my zombie at the table.
John!
No, was that too far? I thought it was pretty funny. Anyways, I thought it was fun. I forget my point.
As long as you're okay with it, yeah.
I'm okay with it. It's fine. My mom passed years ago now. It's fine, guys. Yeah, it was fun. Oh, that's what it was. I think if we play again with that set, we will get tighter on the drafting.
Yeah,
I feel like
I agree.
I know my deck had bad draft choices.
Yeah.
Like I could have done better. I know I could have done better. I could have built better. It built pretty good. Like I didn't feel like I had a pile of trash. But I was like, oh, mistakes were made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was that one? There's one card I kept in the second one. I was like, oh, I could have switched that out between. And it came up in both games, and it was useless in the deck because it would kill all my stuff too, or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was like it was a black card, and it was something about it. It was like definitely gonna mess me up as much as you, no matter what I did. And because of the way it worked, I was like, oh, I need to take that out between rounds.
Yeah.
I did not. Yeah. So there's mistakes made on just a technical level, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I said right after, I was like, that was a good time. I'll do that again anytime.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really love limited formats, and I was aware of Winston, but never gave it
a
shot. Yeah.
There's a million formats. It's easy to do that.
Yeah, but I think I plan on doing this a lot more.
Yeah, I'm 100% in. If anytime we can get it on the calendar, which is always limited with our calendars, but
right. But it's also just, and kind of, this is the topic that made me think of the title for the podcast, New Ways to Enjoy the Games We Love, is this is such a easy way to just play the game with a friend, and you
Yes.
don't need to. Are our decks? We need to make decks. Are they going to be even? Are they going to like all these different things? You just kind of. Yes, there's the randomness of draft, and someone could end up with a more powerful draft, but that's part of the game too, because you're
Yeah, and with
drafting against the
2-player,
person.
I like maybe at 3 or 4 or something. I feel like 2-player, you don't get half the cards the way the structure works, but you
Yeah,
get enough that I don't know. I guess you could just do something really not thoughtful and screw yourself. I think that's probably possible. But generally speaking, because the cards are split between 2 people, I think you're gonna have enough to do something with each time. We
yeah,
need to test that theory, but it does feel like you're not really gonna end up with a pile of trash like you sometimes can in like an 8-person pod,
right,
you know.
right,
So,
right.
so I think it's fun. I enjoy it. I would, like I said, I'd definitely do it again. Do it with other sets. Do it with
Hmm.
that set again.
Yeah, and
Um,
then just think about how many times you and I can do that out of a box.
That's the other thing. You don't even need a box.
I
Like, I
know.
was just thinking about that. Like,
You need a
if
bundle.
you're
You can do it with
playing
a
on a
bundle.
you have a buddy and you're playing on a budget,
Yeah,
boom, get it, split a bundle, just get a few packs from your
yeah.
local shop. Like, it's really not that big of a deal to grab a few packs and throw down. Like, and
What
it
if we
it
did
was
like a
pretty quick.
Chaos Winston where there's just a bunch of different sets?
That sounds very dangerous because lack of synergy
Yeah,
between the
that's true.
mechanics would
That's true.
be
That
very
would be less
difficult,
fun. Yeah.
yeah, to navigate. Maybe if it was like pre-designed, like people thought about it,
Yeah, yeah.
and tried to like maybe like the Crimson Vow and Innistrad because they had some
Sure.
crossover
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah.
Or something, like you'd
Stuff
have to
in
get
yeah.
some theminess going or something to make it work because otherwise you're gonna
Tribes,
end up
yeah.
with 2 piles of nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Or I wonder if you had more packs too.
Could do that, yeah. That would always make it, but then it makes like building take longer and all that stuff.
Sure, of course, yeah. And then you have more to cut.
Drafting was pretty lengthy, I think, right? Felt like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanted to, but I was done drafting by the time we were done. Like I
Yeah.
was just like, I want to play.
Yeah, this is taking forever, and
Yeah.
I don't care
But
about
we were
this
also
card.
learning, and like that was
Oh,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
time we did it, and
We never
now
even saw the cards before, so we had to
right.
do a lot of reading and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
It's fine.
And
All
then
good.
so the benefit of getting the box is then you can return to that same set.
True.
And then just
True.
each time you and that friend play, you have a little more knowledge.
I'm up for it.
Yeah.
What about?
And it's yeah, like you said, just a super affordable way to enjoy Magic.
I think that's the key for me. I was like, that's actually pretty freaking sweet.
And I would do that 10 times before I did a Jumpstart.
Yes.
Like I understand Jumpstart has its reason, but I think that reason
But
is
you hate it because
it's bad. It's
I beat you handily that one time, and it's done for forever.
no, because I always end
I'm
up
just
with like a
messing.
crap deck.
I'm messing with you.
Like I got
I'm just
two mono. It was a mono black because I opened 2 black packs that didn't synergize well.
Yeah, one was like graveyard, and the other
Everything was
like
throw everything in
murder.
your graveyard, but then nothing,
There's no way
not a
of getting
single card to interact with your graveyard. And I was like, this is awful.
That was awful.
I was like,
the
because
worst
we didn't look at the
combination
cards or anything before. We
ever.
just sleeved it up
No,
and shuffled.
yeah.
And I was just like, where's the payoff?
This
There's
isn't
none.
working. This isn't working.
At least this, like, you have some control over
Yeah,
your
you're designing it
direction.
a little bit. Yeah.
And I think even as a new player, this is a great way to, if you have been playing Magic, but have always been intimidated by limited formats, you and a friend, this is a way to learn.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because you are making the same decisions just differently.
Yep.
And it's not at like an 8-person table where you're going to get stomped and
pressure to like pass the pack quick and all
right,
that nonsense.
right.
Because people, and I get why people want you to, but I
Yes.
also understand not wanting to be rushed. But
Yeah.
there is a balance there. There's actually technically a time limit.
Yes.
So it is a move along thing, but it's not like super fast.
No.
And then we also played Commander.
Yeah, we did Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
It was awesome. It's a good time.
Balrog is a monster.
Balrog murders Saul, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I played the elves. That was fun. It was a little weird.
I played the Rohirrim.
core mechanic was for that.
It was, if I had to build a Lord of the Rings for Hero deck, that would be it. It was so good. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
like create all the little soldier dudes, multiply the little soldier dudes, multiply little soldier dudes. Oh, and now they all are just coming at your face.
Yep, you did
Bunch
do
of
that a lot.
2/2s with haste and first strike, I think. Yeah, seems pretty good.
My deck, I don't think it really got going, did it? I don't remember. I don't remember it having like a massive impact.
You made us like pick things.
Oh, there's the votes.
The
That's
votes.
right. I forgot about the elf votes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I had things voting, and I had a guy out that helped you guys when you voted, and then Tommy killed it because he's evil. Actually, you might have been goaded. I can't remember if you did
it was.
or not. Yeah, I was like, you might not have had a choice, honestly,
No.
but yeah, it was fun. It was good. And then the Balrog won. That deck, man. There was like nothing happening over there for the first like 4 or 5 turns, but then
everything happened.
God, yeah, it was just like out of nowhere. It's like
you had one turn where it was just like, oh, discard a bunch of things, and then grab 2 creatures out of your graveyard and put them into play.
That was out of control.
And it's like, wait, what? No, we just put the Balrog down.
We just got rid of that stupid Balrog. It's back.
And as haste, hey.
Yeah, that was ugly. That was a rough couple turns at the end there.
Yeah.
So it was good though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I definitely want to play with those decks some more.
I want to do the food one. Like I wanted to.
I'll get that re-sleeved,
which was totally fine. Yeah. Like I get it because I wanted to play. That's why I was like, okay, I'll just play the elves. It's fine.
Yeah. I pulled sleeves from that for my Leia deck.
That's what happened. Aha. We have the full story now.
I told you that then.
I know. Just making a dramatic.
I wanted white sleeves. I wanted white sleeves for my Leia deck, and they were there and hadn't been used in a long time because I haven't played Commander in a long time. And then I was like, yeah, it'll be fine. And then I didn't.
Sure enough, we get together.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks later.
Months later. No.
Have you been
2 months
for months? No.
2 months.
2 months? Okay. Months later.
Right? No.
Well, yeah. When was Leia created though? Because you didn't create her first, did you?
Like week 2, I did.
Okay. So whatever. Weeks later, we play. Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah. It was fun though. We'll definitely play those again. What else did we do? I don't know.
Quick market check-in.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
I sold a bunch of stuff. I'm just gonna market check in based on my sales over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was a good weekend. I sold a ton of magic boxes and stuff. I sold some sorcery stuff. I sold a bunch of singles. It was a good sale. Like it was the best sale I've been involved in. So which is good. And yeah, it was wild. It was almost all magic as usual. I did sell some fab stuff, which is good. Nothing like crazy, but some stuff. And I want to say the magic market, like the middle modern era. I'm trying to think what set and beyond. I guess Kaldheim and beyond. Basically, our era.
Okay.
Is moves really nicely. It was all pretty much going. Anything from that era. Yeah, I had some older stuff sell too. I had a Cons of Tarkir sell and Eternal Masters sell, and I had that price marked up on that. I was surprised that sold at that price. But it did. So which means it's probably, I haven't checked, but I'm guessing there's not that many on the market because there weren't that many when I put it up there a while ago. So I think that product Eternal Masters has been eaten through and it is a done deal. Like I doubt there's much left at anywhere near reasonable prices. So we're talking the next jump is probably going to happen on the product. And don't trust me on this. Look for yourself because I'm not looking at data on this. This is just my gut based on where that was and how I had that price. I did not have that price to sell. And it sold. So I was like, oh, okay. They ate up there was definitely half a dozen boxes ahead of me in the queue or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got eaten up. trying to think. I did sell some Pokemon too. The little guys, those bundles. You remember when I
Yep.
bought the wrong thing? I still have those fucking things.
Oh, the Lost Origin ones? Those have shot
Yeah,
up. Those have done
yeah.
well.
They did. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I'll throw them up there, whatever. So that it's little stuff here and there. It was good. It was a good
Yeah.
sale. 38 sales or something like that, because I shipped a bunch on Friday before I left for the weekend, and then I have 31 that I have to process, and it's a tiring weekend, so I'm like, oh Lord, it's
Yeah.
a lot of boxes to process tomorrow. So anyways, yeah, it was a good sale. I think it was TCG Player did it right this time, which I think they just know when to do the different types of sales. They're like, this
Yeah.
is sealed season, this is single season, this is
Everything.
this Star Wars season, whatever. I don't know how they decide or what they do, but yeah, it was good. So yeah, I'll look at more data. You guys will get a market update with some other stuff, obviously later in the week. That's all I got on that. I don't have much because, like I said, I wasn't looking at data.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of crazy schedules and busy weekends, next weekend it's going to either be pre-recorded or Tommy's going to find someone to interview.
Oh no!
I'm backpacking. I'm gone until
Monday.
Monday.
Oh right.
Yeah. So I'm gone Thursday through Monday. That's a tough one. Sorry, Tommy.
Yeah, we'll see. Because my parents are going to be in town, but they leave Sunday morning.
Well, do they come in? We should pre-record on Tuesday or something.
In 2 days.
Yes, I do because the crowd demands their podcast from us.
That's true. Tuesday I have Star Wars, so I can't.
We can schedule off the podcast. We don't have to do the scheduling now. I'll talk to you about after, but yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right, we'll figure that out.
Yep, going backpacking should be fun. Yeah. Gonna kill my old man hip.
Do it.
I know. I'm like, oh, I'm so scared. I'm gonna wreck myself on this. Because my hip is not in great shape these days, and I'm like, oh, I hate that I have to say that, but it's so true. Yeah. Sports injuries. I actually forgot that all stemmed from skiing. I was talking to my dad about it, and he's because talk to your dad about getting old and being an old man and that stuff. And
what I'm about to do in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was saying, and he was like, yeah, you should go see a sports medicine person. They might have some special some tricks for ski injuries. And I was like, oh yeah, that is how that happened. I twisted my knee all the way around. The ski didn't pop off. So it did start there. So there actually may be something I can do for that.
Yeah.
It was not fun. Don't recommend it. 0 out of 5.
Yeah.
Would not flip my knee backwards again.
Nope. Yeah, and I messed up my back rowing crew, so I know that.
Yeah, you have a different. Yours sounds scarier. I'll be honest.
Yeah, backs are scary.
Yeah.
Knee
is fine. I'll live.
I'm pretty cautious about it when I lift things now, and I sit in a nice chair with good back support, and I'm very conscious about sitting up straight and not slouching.
Exercise, do things, take care of your bodies.
Yeah,
because they go eventually, and the less you take care of them, the worse that part is.
And what's the point in throwing cardboard on your shelf for years and years and years if you're not going to be around there to then do something with it?
That's right. Take care of yourself. Do something. Anything. A little bit. Walk around the neighborhood. Nothing. Anything basic. Doesn't matter. Anything's better than nothing.
Yeah. Important.
Cool. Well, #fitness.
#fitness. Until next week.
I made it fitness.
We'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one.